Are you thinking about going to the Magic Kingdom? Are you wondering what it's like right now? Is it safe to go? Is everything still the same? Well, if you have those questions, stay tuned and I'll tell you about my experience this past weekend. My wife, Noelle, and I, we went this past weekend, and to begin with, we'll say we had a great time. Now, as a disclaimer, I will say we are pass holders and we were not trying to rush through everything. So we didn't get to ride all the rides, but we still had fun. Now, one of the things, if you're wondering if Disney is still doing things the same way, they're not. They've limited the character interaction. You can't go up and touch them anymore or anything like that, but they do still pop out from time to time. They do have these little impromptu parades that come through, or they'll have them in little cars and they'll be waving to the guests. I'll say I thought Disney was very creative in the way they did things and the way the characters interacted, especially with the little kids, I thought was very, very great. And I believe they were willing to oblige with any reasonable requests that we made. But overall, I didn't feel like I was missing out on much. If you feel like you have to touch the characters, then you may be a little disappointed in the way things are right now at Disney. Hopefully that'll change in the near future. Well, mainly because hopefully everything will be better in the near future. Now, if you're wondering what were the rides like, I will say that for the most part, they were just like they had been before. One of the things though that you're gonna have to get used to as of right now is that there are no fast passes. So if you're the type of person like myself and plans your day around the fast passes, that is not gonna be an option for you right now. But I will say the wait lines were about 25 to 30% shorter than announced. Other than that, all the rides were relatively the same experience as I've had before. The first ride we went on was Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. We had a great time. I think the most difficult part for me was trying to film. I wasn't planning on filming this. I just took out my Samsung Galaxy S10 and I just started filming. The next ride we went on was the Jungle Cruise. The one bummer about it though was there is a big plastic sheet between you and the skipper, so it's a little hard to see out of the front of the boat, but still, you can see I got some shots here and it was fun. We had a good time. Now the last ride that we went on was Peter Pan's Flight. Now Peter Pan's Flight, typically speaking, I get a fast pass for that ride. But because there are no fast passes, one of the cool things is it actually forced me to go through and kind of see what was in the line. Disney does not waste space. If you've never been there before, there's always something to look at and it's non-stop entertainment. I'll say I'm glad I was forced to go through the line queue and kind of see all the things that I normally don't get to see. And those are the 3 rides that we went on. We could have gone on 4 or 5 if we really pushed it. We just wanted to kind of see what it was like. Another thing, Disney is not having Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this year, but they are taking some of the treats and desserts and they are serving them in certain locations in the park. Of course, you have to pay for them, but we got one of the treats that we wanted to check out was Constance's For Better or For Worse wedding cake. I'll say I don't like raspberry, but the way it worked into this cake was absolutely delicious. Nothing was overpowering, and Noelle and I both loved this cake. So before we left, we went by the confectionery. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a cake pop like I usually do, but I did try something out new that I've never had before, and that was a cookies and cream. I will say that it is very rich. Let me get to the part you kind of been waiting for. Is it safe to go? How is Disney handling things as far as, are they enforcing the guidelines? And I'll say yes, they are. And one thing I noticed, not just Disney, but everybody else around me, that if Noelle and I were standing 6 feet away from the next person in line, the people behind us followed our example. So at no point in time were we ever forced to not social distance, and Disney was doing a really good job of things. You can see there are certain areas like these tables here. They have these little markers on the tables that make it where you can't use the table, and they're even forcing social distancing even more so by doing that. And everything went fine throughout the day until the very end of the day. we kind of got rained out a little bit, so we dipped into Crystal Arts. I recommend that you go, unless you're clumsy, because you may end up spending a lot more money than you want to, but they got some really cool art pieces. There's typically a guy there that is making crystal art. Now, if you're lucky, they do have a glass blower there from time to time that's in the back, and that's a really fun process to watch. You'll see the things that they make there in the store as well. And if you're there on a cold winter day, it gets pretty warm in the back. So if you want to warm up a little bit, just go stand next to that forge back there. You'll warm right up. I've done it a couple of times. Now, all in all, I'll say we felt safe the entire time. I'll say go at your own risk. If you don't feel like going, you don't have to go. Stay home and go when you feel like going. Why does our opinion matter? Well, Noelle is immunocompromised. I will say this much. We probably wouldn't going right now, but we probably wouldn't go anywhere right now if this was right after Noelle's kidney transplant. But it's not. We felt that Disney did things to keep us safe. For example, I saw them constantly throughout the day enforcing the rules. I saw them making people put the mask over their nose. I saw them tell people, hey, you can't wear that type of mask. You gotta go back to your car and get the proper mask. I felt it was safe, but to each his own. If you're curious about this and you want to know more, leave a comment down below. I just want to say thank you for watching. I typically don't make these type of videos, but I will make more of these videos if it's something that you're interested in, and I can plan them out a little bit more. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope that you have the most magical day.